what up? Welcome to the Continual Growth Podcast, where every week we bring you tips and tricks on how to kill every day and own your fucking life. I'm Bawanka, it's episode 46, and it's time to bring that hot fire. So today I'm joined by none other than Stir, aka Stirminator, aka Stirrific, aka Stir just hit 30.
Yo, snap. Yes, sir.
Stir, how you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm feeling great. I'm 30, man. I joined the 30-year-old club.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you, bro.
Shout outs to Stir. It was his birthday like 2 days ago, and that's what sparked this whole thing. We want to talk about milestones because 30 is a serious milestone.
Yeah, man. I mean, to be honest, everyone always says, how do you feel now that you're 30? Like, it feels the same,
Yeah, it's the
but,
same.
you know, it's my 30th time around the sun, so I'm feeling blessed.
Yeah.
I'm feeling grateful for all the people that I've met, the places that I've been, and all the experiences that I've had, man. It's been amazing.
Alright, so you're 30, I passed 30 a while ago,
Yeah.
but when we were like young, like 50, you know, around there, like halfway there to 50, you think 30 is a whole different number than it actually is. Then when you get there, you're like, I'm here, I'm at 30, and this isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, I also thought when I was maybe 15 or 16 or 17 that by the time I was 30, I'd have a lot, a lot more things going on.
Yeah.
You know, but reality is that things don't always work out the way we envision it at that time. But either way, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy.
Yeah, man. At 15, you think, yo, when I'm 30, I'm gonna know everything that's happening, and probably even the same. Yo, I think the same thing at 50, and probably by the time we get to 50, you're gonna realize, like, yo, like,
some of the
still
things
gotta figure
too,
shit
like
out.
some of the regular things that you think is like, oh, I'm gonna have a wife and kids by that time. But just life has changed, man, so much, right?
Society has changed.
Society has changed, like technology has changed, everything has changed. So we're evolving alongside with it. But I mean, all that to say that still 30 years, it's an amazing accomplishment or milestone in this case to have, and so I'm blessed for that. And you know what I mean? Let's go for another.
Shout outs to you for making it, man.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it's good, man.
Okay. So let's touch a little bit on milestones and just really talk about how many milestones we go through in life and what we can use, how we can use them to drive us forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So in your eyes, what do you consider milestones?
So I mean, it's obviously something that you achieve that maybe has been so challenging that you could never even think of or imagine that you could accomplish or even begin. And I'll give you the perfect example for me. And for those of you or people who are following me on Instagram or whatever, they've seen that I've showed and displayed that I couldn't swim before.
Yeah.
So
you were like, and people who are listening, like, he doesn't mean like I couldn't swim. He means like, he couldn't even move. Like, I remember the first time you're like, yo, make a video. I made a video, and you went like under the water and you like moved your arms and legs, but you didn't really go anywhere.
Nah, and like, I'll give people a little bit of context. It started, for me, swimming was like nothing that I even ever imagined or thought that I would do again, because what happened when I was a lot younger, I think I might have been 3 or 4, the first time I ever went inside a pool. I think I was even younger than that, maybe two or three. First time I ever went inside of a pool, and it was my uncle who took us to a pool. It was like a community center pool. He dropped me in the pool, and I was panicking, like I felt like I was drowning. That experience alone for the rest of my life until last year when I decided that, you know what, I'm going to face this fear and try to learn how to swim. That was all that was. It was erased. Swimming was completely erased. So, I mean, I think like when now you're asking me like what is a milestone, it could be something that we all have in the back of our mind that's like been locked up because of our fears and limitations. So now that I was challenged by you and other people to try it, I did. And even getting in the pool to me was an accomplishment. That was a milestone. And then figuring out that, okay, I'm going to do this now for once a week, each week, until I can learn how to swim.
Yeah, because you really wanted to stay in your comfort zone before. Like, I remember, like, even before, people tried to teach you how to swim, and you were just like, you tried in the beginning, you're like, nah, like, this, I don't know how to swim, I'm not trying to swim.
And I even made stories up in my head that I will never ever need to learn how to swim. Like, I was like, even if at one point, I find myself living on an island, I'll be good. Like I'll have a life jacket or something. So I just made things up because I was so against that. But to say that that's one of my milestones and achievements today, it's incredible. But it's also just, it started because it was something small. I didn't think that, first of all, I never thought that I could swim. And then when I started to develop the mindset of, okay, maybe I won't be an incredible swimmer, or maybe I won't swim, but at least I'll get into the pool and I'll learn how to, the basics.
Yeah, you know how to move.
And now I'm flipping in the pool, man.
Now you're nice.
You know what I'm saying?
You're nice with it.
So yeah, milestones. That's what it really is to me. It's just setting that, that, and it's setting that whatever it is, that challenge it is, and making it an accomplishment.
Okay.
How about you? What is?
Well, to me, I feel like milestone is just any accomplishment that you have that you can just. It's gonna help. It's gonna give you confidence to know that I can do that. And now let's say, I'll just say your comfort zone. Now your comfort zone becomes bigger. Like you can go in way more things that have to do with water because you're more comfortable being in water.
Right.
You know what I mean? And for example, anybody who follows me on Instagram, if you're watching my stories, you probably see me running in the morning with Mikey, right?
Yeah.
And now Mikey. He's the guy who he didn't want to run with me in the beginning, right? I'm like, yo, let's go. We're gonna run outside. He's like, nah, man, I'm gonna run in my condo. It's cold outside, because this was like a year ago. And I'm like, just start out with running just once a week. Run with me just once a week. And he's like, oh man, like, all right, I'll do it. And he started out running once a week, right? And he's like, yo, this is pretty good. And then he moved to 2 times a week. So that's another milestone.
Yeah.
And he kept running with me 2 times a week. Then he moved to 3 times a week. Another milestone. Now he's a guy who runs outside in the cold 3 times a week, and that's his norm, right?
That's unbelievable. Shout out to Mikey, man.
Shout outs to Mikey, man. He's killing it.
That's crazy.
So the next thing that happened was I'm like, all right, now you gotta start working out. And he's always been of the mindset of like, I'm gonna run. That's how you lose weight, and it's not by working out. But I told him like, man, that's what you're comfortable with doing. You've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah. Now
it's time to switch up and shock your body, right? So he started working out. He kept running 3 times a week, and he would just work out once a week. And then he started working out 2 times a week.
So
this is all happening over months, right? And now he's at the point where he runs with me 4 days a week, and he works out with me 4 days a week. And the days that he doesn't do it with me, he's going for a run and work out on his own.
Damn.
And he just started with just one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now for him to so it's very easy for him to be like, yo, I can run 4 days a week and work out 4 days a week. That's his norm. Whereas before his norm was, I'm gonna stay inside and run on the treadmill in my condo whatever time I want to do it.
Yeah, and it's I love that. I love that story of someone who, like you just described, went from either not liking or whatever, not wanting to do a certain task, to now doing it as well as he has. It's milestones and celebrations go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So it's important to mention this, and for people that when they are going through, if they have a milestone that they set or a challenge that they set that they want to achieve, to recognize that, acknowledge it, and celebrate it. Right. Same way with how we celebrated my birthday. It's it's the 30 years. That's evolution. That's how things work. I'm going to turn 30, but again, I have to reflect on all the things that I accomplished along the way. And you can do the same thing with your example with Mikey.
And I think one of the things too is like we really downsize the milestones that we create just because we've done them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anytime you do something, in your mind it feels like it's normal. You know what I mean? Yeah. For lots of other people, it's not going to be normal. But in your mind, you're like, yo, I went and I did it. I went through this process, and now I can do it, right? Yeah. So one of the exercises that I started doing maybe a year or 2 years ago is on my birthday, and at the end of the year, I write down like every milestone, every accomplishment that I got like throughout the year. And it doesn't matter how big it is, it doesn't matter how small it is. When you can see all of the things that you're doing, it gives you so much confidence to know like I'm moving forward. I'm doing the things that I want to do. I'm hitting the milestones that I want to hit, and you just get to see it. Like writing it's such a powerful thing, man.
Yeah. It's also just what you just mentioned, keeping track of those accomplishments for you. like when you share it with people who, you know, even the people listening, or just when you shared those things with me, when you have an open mindset and you can listen to these things and understand them, it's inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, okay, this guy's doing that. Let me set my own set of milestones that I want to achieve, and look back at them and let them inspire me to go even further. So that's why, again, like we mentioned, it's important to acknowledge and recognize the achievements for that reason, for you to see, oh, okay, this is what it takes. Because, like you said, there's going to be times where, you know, there's something that you accomplished, one of your goals that you accomplished. And later in life, you run into some challenge or obstacle, and you're like, oh my God, like, yo, this is crazy. Like, how am I going to do this? And then you take time to look back on that list of accomplishments that you made back in 2017, let's say, and you read all these things, you're like, oh my, look at all these things I did in 1 month, in 1 year. And that just kind of gives you that inspiration and extra drive, and just understanding that, yo, you know what, I am capable. I am capable. Maybe it's just there's something that I'm going through right now but even just knowing that you're capable is enough to get things started.
Yeah, okay. So let's take a quick break right now.
Yeah.
So anybody who's listening to this, if you're enjoying this episode, what we ask of you is you just subscribe. That's what we need. It's going to help us get more traction. And if you like it, subscribe, and you're going to be hearing us every single week. And all we just want to do is we just want to bring you more value and help you start to create happiness through growth the same way that we do. Now let's bring it back. So you're 30 now.
Yep.
You're one of your big milestones is that you can swim now. You can go in the ocean and you feel nice. What's another big milestone, or doesn't even have to be big? What's another memorable milestone that you've hit?
I think I would say, you know, when I moved to Rwanda for the first time, or sorry, for this last time, it was my second time there in terms of living there and spending that much time. I had to work and live with my people, the Rwandan people, relearn the language. So I'm going to talk about that specifically. The milestone of me, and it started a little bit earlier in life, like when I actually learned the language, the mother tongue. That was a huge milestone and accomplishment for me because of what it allowed me to do. So my earlier years, when I learned the language, this was the only form of communication that I had with my grandmother and lots of other family members who didn't speak any language.
I remember you told me like it was mad hard for you in the beginning.
Goodness.
Kids were picking on you.
Yeah.
So it would have been a huge milestone.
It was, and I think indirectly, like, it affected other areas of my life in like the same way we just described. Like, not even knowing that going through a challenge like that would help me later on in life. But what happened the second time, back to the story, but the second time when I went there, now I have to use the language in order for me to progress in work and life. Like, if I don't speak the language and if I don't use it effectively, there's no place for me.
Yeah.
That was a massive challenge for me.
Yeah.
And I just basically had to relearn what I did back years ago when I was living there. And so the milestone for me in this case was just relearning the language and using it effectively every day, to the point where now, I mean, I'm never gonna lose it.
Yeah.
It's helped me with so many relationships with family members back home. It's the language I use the most with my mother today, and she's happy about that because it reminds her of back home. So for me, that was it. And I recognize, this is one that I recognize and I let people know just because of how proud I am of having it and achieving it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's one of my biggest ones, and I think it's gonna carry true and through for the rest of my life.
Okay, that's dope. All right, so let's get into some tips, and then let's wrap this up. So, tip number 1: if you're ever feeling down, if times are troubling you, write out your accomplishments. Think about all the milestones that you've crossed, and you don't even have to wait till you're feeling down. I would suggest you do this today.
Yeah.
But you know, if you want to wait until your birthday, wait until the new year, whatever. But this is something that you definitely need to do, and I promise you, it's gonna put you in a way better mood. You're gonna have more confidence in yourself, and you're gonna start to realize, like, I'm able to do things that I want to do.
Yeah, and maybe to follow up on that is my tip would be to remember the good times. And it's just like, it's what you were talking about. Go back, whether it's you're writing down your accomplishments. Sometimes it's just listening to a song, that song that makes you feel good, whatever the case is. But if you can just remember those times, that and don't take life too seriously. Enjoy, have fun, smile. You know what I mean? But yes, remember the good times and understand that the best is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what this tip really speaks to.
Okay. And tip number 3, any accomplishment is an accomplishment. Don't ever don't short sell yourself. Whatever it is, you did it. So give yourself the credit for doing it.
Yeah.
Because you a lot of times you just get caught up thinking if I've done it, everybody can do it, or anybody's capable of doing. But you're the one that actually went and did it.
Yeah.
So give yourself that credit.
Yeah, and I think I learned this very recently. Someone commented on one of the story posts I put up of me boxing training.
Mm-hmm.
I was hitting the pads or something, or I was holding pads this time. And they asked me if I'm a boxing trainer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even close. This is I'm in a couple months in of learning. I'm still learning how to box, let alone hold pads. But that alone just made me realize that, sometimes I gotta understand that these are small wins. These are small accomplishments and acknowledge them for myself. So I don't have to be a boxing trainer tomorrow, but I'm out here and I'm boxing every day and
And I would say you are a boxing trainer because you hold pads and you're teaching people.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not the best boxing trainer,
Yeah.
but you're still you're capable of do it, and you're getting better every single time that you do it.
Yeah, and that's something that I myself personally have learned to understand and embrace, because it's just like what you said. It doesn't have to be a huge accomplishment. Any accomplishment is an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so today was all about milestones. Just not short selling yourself on your achievements. And tip of the day, man, just write it down. Think about your accomplishments and write it down. So if you haven't heard about continual growth before, CG, we're a movement where we help people create happiness through growth. And what you can do to help us is you can give us a rating, give us a review. We love them 5 stars.
Oh yeah.
And always, if you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. We got answers. Slide in the DM. And another thing, if you are looking at this and you're getting lots of value from this and you want even more help, we offer growth coaching. Look, you can find us on Instagram, Continual Growth. You can go to our website, continualgrowth.ca, and we'll be more than happy to help. And the last thing is just tell a friend, because we all grow together. Mm-hmm. And with that, kill every day and own your fucking life. Bless